from the good book. Now, I've used this book, as I've shared with you, as a guideline, yeah, because we're at a time where it's not about us, the individual. It's about we, the collective. And we need to set aside egos, petty differences, in order to deal with the problems that we're presently facing. Yeah, and it is a major, major problem for us because, yeah, as I'm saying, we can see Babylon falling, but we don't know how to manage our own situation. And we know that they can't resolve anything without us. That's why you see they brought in, vice president being a black woman. Last time we had a black man as president. What difference did it make? Now they've got a black woman there. What difference is that going to make? Yeah, they're just kicking the can further up the road for another 400 years if possible. But what will happen this time, we're saying for another 4 years. Yeah, when the hope is she is now going to take over from Biden. Yeah, that's the illusion that has been projected. Yeah, these are the signs which are being given. But is that going to be the case? Yeah, you know, the worst scenario is that she won't be around 4 years from now and somebody else will step up. It might even be Clinton. What's that thing? or Obama again. You understand? So make them go and fool, you know. You understand? We don't need to use what God has given, you know. Intuition. You understand? You can see it. You can smell the coffee. But for whatever reason, it's like you don't believe. Which then leads us to what Bless FM says. You need to know thyself. Because you're not normal. Or we are not normal. Yeah? That's why the need for us to be their guinea pig. Yeah? Because they're mutant. You understand? So the remedy for them is within we. Yeah? Everything them do. They can't do it without we. And if we don't realize that by now, I'm sorry for now. Yeah? Really and truly, I'm sorry for now. You understand? But like me say now, them not fool me. Yeah? So family, play some more tune, you hear?
Come. To all my brothers in the waves, you know you got to come away, yo. You see the east, it is the best. So far away you from those Edens now. Some drown in their capitalism, then take up the easy man and schism. But I not go deal with them doctrine. I ancient king, yeah, more than 400 years, and yet still the Rasta man a cry. We not go let the devil control I. No. Could have planned them plot, no matter how hard them try. Remember that he's standing by your side. Standing by your side. Just a little love is what we need. With a little encouragement, every man can succeed. Oh Lord, put away your hatred and your greed. For in this a time, children, you better sow good seed. Come on, do you remember Marcus and all the wonderful teachings he taught us? Yeah, do you remember Martin? He had a vision for all of their children. Whoa, I try remember Malcolm for his determination and wisdom. Yeah, and don't forget Brother Nelson, cause they could never keep a good man down. More than 400 years, and yet still the Rasta man a cry. I never let the devil control that.
Pull that up and come again.
Come away, come away, come away.
Yeah, we have to take ourselves, you know.
Come on. To all my brothers in the waves, you know you got to come away, yo. You see the east, it is the best. So far away you from those Edens now. Some drown in their capitalism, then take up the easy man and skill them. But I ain't go deal with them doctrine. I ancient king, yeah, more than 400 years, and yet still the Rasta man a cry. We not go let the devil control I. No, 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 no. They could have planned them plot, no matter how hard them try. Remember God is standing by your side. Standing by your side. Just a little love is what we need, what we need. With a little encouragement, every man can succeed. Oh Lord, put away your hatred and your greed, and your greed. For in this a time, children, you better sow good seed. Come on, do you remember Marcus and all the wonderful teachings he taught us? Yeah, do you remember Martin? He had a vision for all of their children. Whoa, I try remember Malcolm for his determination and wisdom. Yeah, and don't forget Brother Nelson, cause they could never keep a good man down. More than 400 years, and yet still the Rasta man a cry. I never let the devil control I. Oh Lord, no, 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 no. They could have planned them plot, no matter how hard them try. Remember that is standing by your side. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just standing by your side. Yes, I, my side. So don't be fooled, everything that glitters is not gold, no. We're just passing through prophets preached from days of old. So don't join them in their folly, you will surely end up sorry. In a room we cannot tarry, because we read the signs already. More than 400 years, and yet still the Rasta man a cry. We never let the devil control I. Whoa. No, 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 no. We could have planned them plot, no matter how hard them try. Remember that is standing by your side. Oh Lord, standing by your side, yeah. More than 400 years, and yet still the Rasta man a cry. We not gonna let the devil control I. Oh Lord, no, 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 no. They could have planned them plot, no matter how hard them try. Remember that he's standing by your side. Yeah. By your side.
Yes, yes, family. Yeah, I'm still awaiting the call from our guests today, but I've not heard anything, and it would appear there may well be a problem, but you know, weather is out there and circumstances. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so aside from all of that, you know, it means that you have more of me than you probably would have bargained for otherwise, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think the hottest thing right now is what's happening in America, and we had was to wait for some days in order to get a declaration, and I'm not even sure as to whether that declaration has been made. We know that what do you say, Joe Biden had basically looking at the polls and the forecast, projected himself to say he's a winner, you know, and he's the 46th president, I believe, of the US of A, you know, but we've not seen or really heard directly from Donald Trump to say otherwise, but we know that he's got some legal proceedings pending, because he truly believed that there has been some misdemeanor taken place, and he aims to prove that. And I've seen my sister sent me a post which I've shared with a few individuals to say that those who are in the know, i.e., I don't know if it's CIA or whatever intelligence it is that um, Trump or Donald Trump had to use, but he had marked all the ballot cards, so he's got a very good idea as to whether there's any misdemeanor. But who am I? At the end of the day, what I'm saying could very much be hearsay, and it's not for me to speculate. All I'm doing is to share this information with you as best as possible, so that if you was to then find out that what we thought was or was not necessarily so, then it is a case that the law, as they would have it described, needs to correct. But you and I know, say, as the saying goes, thief never like to see thief with long bag. You understand? So if the two of them are thief, they must know the likely tricks that each side would get up to. You understand? So we're in a situation that they're fighting amongst themselves, family. You understand? So it gives you an idea as to what happens when we turn against each other. Because again, we have to look on ourselves, because you can see a number of artists, was in Trump's camp. Likewise, there's a number of artists that was in the forbidden camp. You understand? So I don't know as to which side has played their cards right at the moment, but again, as I'm sharing a few jokes with my colleagues, there are some things which are forbidden or for Biden, and there are other things which are just clearly trumped. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where you stand on that, but given that we've not had my sister phone in, maybe you would care to phone in and make your comments if you are out there listening. Maybe you'd want to vent your concerns in this time as to whether you think that this result should stand, because again, a lot of you really. Yeah, sorry about that, fam. Yeah. So I was just checking the studio phone as to whether it was actually on, because obviously I know it's a bit low on charge, but I didn't really want to be the one who is messing up at my end. Yeah. So as I was saying, we're in a precarious position right now with the elections, and we're in an even more serious situation over here in lockdown, because a lot of us, we've been denied the opportunity to put food on our tables. We're totally dependent, if we listen to this government, on them to give us handout. And you can see there's a number of people who are at the mercy of food banks. You're very much in isolation. Again, we're seeing the adverse effect that it is having on us and our state of mind. A lot of us, are not able to cope in such situation where undue stress means that they turn on themselves. And again, there are those who are not comfortable in other people's company to be confined in their presence. So there's all kind of problems that this COVID pandemic or virus is exposing, within our community. So how are we to manage, and how are we managing? So what are the concerns that you personally are having to be facing? I mean, again, for us, obviously, I would consider ourselves to be sociable people. We love to go and party hard. We love to obviously express ourselves in a manner where we it's like the sun is forever shining on us, but we're in a situation where we're not able to exercise our civil liberties, and these very liberties are being taken or being eroded. Yeah, and some of us obviously we're complying, but at the end of the day, how far are we going to go? Because if we are to be mindful, given that our so-called elected members, they're a law unto themselves, they have their privileges and we have none. Yeah, so what are we to do in this situation? Yeah, because the more we lock ourselves away, the more they are comfortable in doing what it is that they're doing to us. Yeah, so if you share any of these concerns, maybe you can seize the opportunity in order to voice these concerns and to let us know. Yeah, because it is not fair, and if we continue, then it is going to be a case, particularly with the subject matter which we was to be having this week, which is dealing with neo-weaponry. We're dealing with frequencies, so we're dealing with the possibility of them using drones to track us. And the reason I'm saying that is because they want for you to install a tracking device within your phone, and the best way to monitor that, of course, would be to send drones up in the air. And if it is then that these drones are equipped with weapons, then they'll be able to zap us. Yeah, it may seem far-fetched, but if you watch a number of these so-called Star Wars films, then it's not too far-fetched, because the reality, the things that we used to see in Star Treks, yeah, these things are now becoming our reality. Yeah, and the next thing where you're seeing they're leading us towards is I think you would have seen some of these Star Trek where they engage with the Borgs, yeah, where you've got robots or computerified men, you know what I'm saying? So these things are fast becoming our realities, my family. So what are we going to do? Are we just going to sit idly by and allow these things to take us over? Yeah? Or are we going to be one with nature, one with our true creator, and to reflect and to look as to what God, our Father, our creator, had made our reality, yeah, our nature, which is to live in peace and in harmony with mankind, as well as this earth, God-given earth, which he had blessed us with. Yeah. So these are the concerns that's presently running through my mind, my family, and I'm sure there are some of you out there who share these same sentiments. So I want for you, if possible, to make your voice be heard up until the point where my sister, if she's able to be able to phone in. Yeah. But it is not the case, and oftentimes that's why I rather have a guest in the studio rather than to be on the phone, because when you're on the other line, it's totally unpredictable. Yeah? But let me play another tune in the meantime and see what unfolds. Yeah? So bear with me, my family, and if there's anything that you wish to say, please do. This is your opportunity. Yeah? Manners and respect.
On the telephone just to hear your voice, but don't you worry now, girl, cause I'll soon be home and everything will be alright. Impressing on my life, you're a foundation. Are you good? You them for the revolution, so respect you. Hey, I love you. person in my life, you're my one and only. No matter what I want, me never leave you lonely. I need you, hey, it's all about you, hey. Angel, you are so very important, and to me your love is vital. I need you full 100, I don't want a portion, no way. I come and make a give you love and devotion, always. Rain or shine, we'll keep it tight. Yes, we will. Shine, yeah. It's a long time, girl, I've known you, and many good things I have shown you. So you should overstand the man in me. Through all the good times and the bad times, you never played around with my mind. All the blessings we have are plain enough to see. And if you're far away, I keep thinking, am I gonna see your face? I'm gonna write myself a letter, yeah, and send it to you right away. I've been calling you on the telephone just to hear your voice. So don't you worry now, girl, cause I'll soon be home and everything will be alright. Impressing on my life, you're a foundation. Are you good, you and for the revolution? So respect you, hey. I love you, hey. Impressing on my life, you're my one and only. No matter what I want, I wouldn't leave you lonely. I need you, it's all about you. Impressing on my life, you are my foundation. Are you good, you and for the revolution? So respect you. My words were not to Kingston, yeah. I had it back to London town. Everyone knows. I read it in the papers. Talk about the fight against crime. Yes, I know you must be crazy. Seems your politicians, they have lost their mind. Can't you see all those hard drugs are causing destruction? Scrambling all the people's brains, this just cannot go on. It is better for I to many on the positive. So grab a Rizla now, my friend, get ready. Come and help us in. Stronger, stronger. It's the bubble man, him have to burn it, yo. Anywhere we go, we have to stronger now. Stronger, stronger. Some break that delay up me past the fire. I and I blaze me marijuana. Way up in England, they have a lot of rules and regulations, yeah. But I don't partial. I'm burning up the precious weed of wisdom. It was found on the grave of late great King Solomon, yeah. So I not take no order from the wicked Babylon, no way. Stronger, stronger. It's the dengue man, you have to burn it, yo. Anywhere we go, we up with stronger now. Stronger, stronger. Come now, my brother, you feel fast it.
Okay, is it me or that's better? Okay. Yes, Galactic here.
thanks obviously for phoning in. You may well have saved the day, you know, because my sister, for whatever reason, she's not been able to get through, or she's not phoned to say as to the reasons, you know. But yeah, I'm grateful to be able to give a shout, or for you to give a shout, particularly because obviously we had travelled to Gloucester together, you know. So we were at the coronation, and again you was with myself the week previous in the studio, and I know you're a hard person to pin down, so I've got to count my blessing twice over this time.
I hear that.
Saying, you know, yeah. So manners and respect. So I don't know if you really want to carry on, because we're in that month, mystical month, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, we could talk about the mystery and the magic and the whole thing of the Nyabingi, because we went to Nyabingi.
Yeah, there's a natural mystery going on even in America right now. So, you know, you're the right person to kind of fill us all in with everything, you know. So it's totally down to yourself what we want to cover. But yeah, I think I would appreciate, given that we went to Glastonbury. I'm saying Glastonbury, Gloucestershire, you know. And it was mystical in itself because we got there just in time, even though we were running late, you know. And I was speaking to Chubby a little earlier because I'm trying to see as to whether we could get any footage, you know, for the occasion which we had up there, you know. But I'm going to leave it as to yourself what you'd like really to impact on the listeners, because I'd asked for them really to gather themselves pen and paper in order was to deal with what information was going to be given, you know. So the platform is really going to be yours. So what is it that you think best for us to deal with presently, you know?
Well, we can touch on what the event was about in connection to the Nyabingi, what the Nyabingi represent and what the experience was like. I mean, for me, it was great. It was I think it was my first time at the Nyabingi drum session in Gloucestershire, and we just chant Nyabingi all night, you know. It was really a nice magical experience, or we should say mystical. Some people might have an issue with magic, so let me say mystical. Or article, and you know, it was what it is.
Yeah, most definitely was mystical, and again to be able to be in that position to be able to chant down Babylon at a time when you can see Babylon falling around us, you know, and the significance of the vibration, as subtle as it is, you know, as to how it enable ourselves to hold on to that meditation, you know. So again, it was my first time, and we set about the journey in the wrong direction around the M25 basically, but it didn't really matter, other than the fact that we didn't get to take in as much of the scenery as would have been possible had we travelled up in the earlier hours, you know. But
well, we get there in the end, and it was all right.
No,
we got there in good time.
Yeah, well, the mystical part was that we got there in good time, just as they were setting up camp, you know, and the fire just started to burn, you know. So yeah, it was enchanting, and it was good to be able to just hold that meditation. And again, obviously, with our brethren, Ras Chubby, and those who had come from London, and again, those from Birmingham. And the interesting thing, again, the building where it was sited, you know, there's no way that you could say that it would have caused any nuisance, because it was backed up against a train line on an industrial estate. You know, so it was really concerning to hear one of the brothers was saying, historically, the council had still sought to bring injunctions on them for noise nuisance, you know, which goes to show the the institutional racism that they would have had to have endured, some over a period of years,
Okay.
But again, I don't know if you had noticed the plaque inside the building, and the building itself was actually opened by one of our four previous, high commissioners, Mr. Derek Haven, who's somebody I'd met some time back on one of those trips when I was I went as a, a delegate.
Okay. I could tell you what the plaque says, just to show you how much I notice it, because I'm galactic, so I notice what I need to notice.
Okay.
So it said, Gloucestershire Sport and Social Club and Community Centre. This building was officially reopened by His Excellency Mr. Derek Haven,
okay,
Jamaican High Commissioner,
okay,
on Friday the 5th of August 1994. So yes, I noticed it.
okay, all right. So yeah, well, again, like you're on point, So yes, it says not lie again. I'm telling I had met Mr. Haven some time back. I was delegated to go somewhere by the seaside, and I remember even then what came to mind was one of Bob Marley's tunes. About chanting down Babylon, you know what I'm saying? So it is fitting to know that there is a legacy that needs to be preserved, and again, we need to be able to continue, in this ancestral fight to make sure that this legacy is there for the generations to come. So whatever we can do, therefore, we will do insofar as supporting our brother Ras Chubby and the Nyabingi to be able to increase on their numbers, or to add their numbers to, no doubt, the 1,000 drums, that we can be a phenomenal force up and down the country, So I'm really encouraged, to have been part of that spiritual gathering and the chanting, Definitely I would like to echo that to the listeners out there. And I myself, even though on reflection as an observation, one might look on me and say I'm a Barley because I'm not a Ras, but I grew up with the principal, Cecil Bignall, who was a Ras and who had instilled certain things in myself that makes me gravitate, and now that I've learned to play the drum a little bit, the Nyabingi chant, that is already in me, what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
well, don't say you're not a Ras, because Ras is not just the hairstyle as some people may think it is. Ras is how you are in your heart, it's the levity of the heart, unity of the heart and soul and the connection, So,
I embrace that. Yeah, I embrace that. It's a levity and it's a heart, and it's the principles that guides and it takes you through,
Yeah. So let me say now, my interest in going to Gloucestershire for the Nyabingi drumming, even though I didn't go into all the details or even question you about it, I was just interested in meeting up because I'm looking at the Black Mystery Month for this month of November. And remember, when we talk about the mystery system or the mystical order, we can't leave out Ethiopia, we can't leave out Kemet, the Dogon, the different spiritual, the Akan, the tribes in Africa, because the mystery and the mystical is all connected and interconnect us all.
Mm-hmm.
And so, last night I was looking at some write-up about the Dogon, and just realized that the Dogon cosmology coming from ancient Egypt connected to Ethiopia, because Egypt and Ethiopia are brother and sister, or two sisters or two brother country. And so what's linked with the with the Dogon from Egypt is also linked from Ethiopia, is one interconnection.
Okay.
Africa is one continent.
Okay.
And the knowledge is universal in terms of Africa and African people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was reading up or studying about the mystery system in connection with the Dogon and the knowledge that they have. And one of the things that they were saying is that it's not that the Dogons had a telescope that they're able to see the star Sirius, but what they're able to do is relate knowledge down the generations spanning more than 5,000 years of history connected to the star system. Not only that, it's part of their daily liberty. So therefore, what the Dogon practice and do, or will practice and do, is link with Ethiopia, Egypt, and the whole of the African continent, because it's a mystery and a mystic within itself. And so I came to realize in 2023, we're coming to a special ceremony called the Sigi ceremony, which the Dogons are known to do a ceremony every 60 years in connection to the repolarization of the star system Sirius.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain evidence that they start seeing in Dogon on certain parts of Africa in connection to the Sigi ceremony, such as certain fruits grow a certain way, or certain plants that are grown at a certain time. And so they would know that the season is ripe for the Sigi ceremony.
Okay. Right. Let me go back on it. You say certain plants grow certain way because that's
like the gourd grows an extra, like maybe much more bigger or a certain shape that is kind of unusual at a certain time.
Because of the time and the season that we're in?
Because of the connection with the 60-year repolarization of the star Sirius.
Okay.
Now, some people may say this is the kind of thing because they look at I think there's a 50-year rotation, but they celebrate a 60-year repolarization. I'm not privy to talk about the difference between the 60 and the 50, but I know the ceremony is done every 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as far as the research is that the last time was 1963, which means the next time would be 2023. So when we talk about ceremony, we align with the Nyabingi, because the Nyabingi ceremony we have there, it's also what is called a alternative beat, that it's done in certain way. If it's done right, it can move the elements of nature: fire, earth, water, air. Mm-hmm. The whole mystical movement that takes place in the chanting and the moving of the beats and the drumming and the rally around it, because enough of the brethren them was rallying around the altar, the table that was set up in the room. Mm-hmm. But most people don't realize the flying of the flag, the chanting, the dancing, all of that's a part of the mystic and the magic of moving energy and making things happen.
Okay. Okay, well again, obviously I'm not mindful of that, and that was part of my curiosity, was to go to learn. Yeah, because yes. Oftentimes it's not enough to be seated. As you're saying, there's a time for dancing and for just waving the flag, but you need to have that consciousness in order to make that positive input. You know.
Well, let's talk about the waving of the flag. Most people don't realize I saw the sisters and the brethren them waving and flapping the flag. But when you do that, you're sending out a vibration that the flag represents via the power of air. Mm-hmm. And so you're emphasizing a certain consciousness or a mystical connection to what the flag represents. Mm-hmm. The lion. Mm-hmm. The fearless beast, mm-hmm. the king in nature in terms of the lion.
Okay, so it's that.
But also the order of Nyabingi. So all of that. So each time they flap the flag, it's also sending out the shock wave of energy from mind to the element of the air.
Okay.
So it's a powerful emotion, or what you call ceremony.
Okay. And that in itself is a flag. So it's like reinforcing the authority of, then say, the lion or the colors of that represents in the flag.
Yes, and the concept of everything behind the flag and the order that they represent or what it stands for. It's similar to what the Asian people have in Buddhism. They have the prayer flag or the prayer wheel. Each time they turn the wheel, it means that they're sending out a prayer throughout the universe or throughout the earth in connection to what it represents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was nice to see that, in motion, in.
Okay, so again, that would then in part tie in with what do you say, your inner self, as well as it might be telepathic.
Yes.
In nature, because you have to have a certain mindset and a certain inner sight feeling in order to flicker the flag at any particular time.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, well, I can identify with that because it then shows us that we don't necessarily need bombs and weapons in order to connect with our Creator, because as is being demonstrated in West Indies or Jamaica, particularly at the moment, we've got the wind and we've got the water.
We got the fire and we got the air.
And we got the fire and the air.
Yes.
So it is very much a case of knowing our inner self, our strength, our powers, where we connect with, when we connect with our nature, it does everything that is required in order to maintain the liberty and the principles.
Yes, remember the scripture says, whatever you bind in heaven is bind on earth, and whatever you lose in the earth is loose in heaven, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the power of the will, is the power of the mind, is the power of the consciousness within man, woman, and child.
Yeah. Which is what I'm coming to realize, that Western society is trying to, confine, because I was at a football tournament the other day, and what was really obvious to myself, they've got this gadget where they point it right at your forehead.
Yeah.
They say they're taking your temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is meant to be an indication as to whether you have COVID or you don't have COVID. And, and obviously I just take myself away from that, because everything that is pointed at us, our natural instinct is to duck, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they're saying that you must stand up in front of them and take this thing. No, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. So that kind of a connection, and again, it goes to show as to how the system gets us to conform in a way that we don't even realize as to how we're destroying our very self by allowing them now to control our minds, in that little action there.
Well, you hear this now, Clive. I grew up in the church, and I understand that a lot of the teachings of the church I understand. And one of the things they study, or should be studied mainly in the church, is the coming of the mark of the beast, the Antichrist system. But here we stand smack dab with the Antichrist system, which comes as sickness and disease that they're manifesting as COVID-19. But the church is bowing to it.
Mm-hmm.
The church is massing up. The church is putting on this isopropyl alcohol, which is the rubbing alcohol, which is not really good for the body, because the rubbing alcohol causes bacteria to live out a full life cycle in the body, which causes cancer.
Mm-hmm.
In the book called A Cure for All Cancer, the lady break down the problem of cancer linked to isopropyl alcohol, which breaks down to what we call rubbing alcohol. So everybody is rubbing up with them alcohol. But that alcohol itself is not very good for the body because it causes bacteria to live a full life cycle in the body, bypassing the defense of the immune system and create cancer and different problems for the body. So when the church should be standing up against the mark of the beast, man, they're bowing.
Yeah, well, again, it is really evident that churches are very much closed, and they're not there, yeah, for its people or its publicans or society in general, you know, and it's really sad to see, and it goes to show us to their very lack of faith, you know.
Faith, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the mystic, because, you know, the scripture says they drink of the old wine, so they have no place for the new. Because we're coming at the end of the Piscean age, which is the age represented under Christianity, which means that Christianity itself is on the deathbed, soon to give up the ghost and the host that kept them confined into a belief system with no understanding of truth. Not realizing that the Son is the Son of God that died on the cross. And Yeshua, the whole story of Yeshua is a whole different story. They can go read, if they want to read, the Christianity before Christ. If people really want to study, you know, study to show thyself approved unto God, the workman needed not to be ashamed, rightly divided the word of truth. That's scriptures, man. We can't feed them with their own food. They have to feed themselves.
Well, I think sometime, if not last week, I think I was reading that the Pope, his aim was to rewrite the book. I think he was saying he was going to rewrite the Bible because it's not up to date.
Well, yes. Well, in all fairness, whether people don't realize it, we've come into a new prophetic age. The prophetic age of Pisces is coming to an end, and the new age of the water bearer, which is called the Aquarian, or the Aquarian age, is coming into being. And we're coming also to the end of a 26,000-year cycle. And no doubt that we have to move on to a different route as a human species, as a group of people, or many groups of people living on the planet, not even understanding the planet which we live on, and the whole connection with interdimension, that people living on other planes of existence and all of that. So we're coming smack dab into the knowledge of, you know, where the Dogons talked about the normals. Normals came down and brought certain intelligence to them that they still maintain up to this day. And the normals will return at a certain time. And we're in the time of the return of the normals. But nobody knows anymore.
Yeah, well, again, obviously we've lost that insight or that knowledge because we've allowed Western society to cloud our own vision.
Yes.
You know, and it's really concerning. So, with all being said, what would you recommend, or what advice would you be giving to us now, particularly as a race? You know, where do we need to find ourselves? You know, how many more eyes do we need to open? You know, and how are we going to set about it? Because, you know, the likes of yourself, you're few and far between. You know, so I obviously value the association that we have and that you can share on this platform to the listeners out there. So for that reason, you know, what is it that you would like to impact on the listeners out there as to how we're going to turn this thing around? Because we're seeing as to how we're constantly being used and abused.
Well, one of the things that I would recommend is that we have to get off the synthetic food, the synthetic knowledge, and the synthetic thinking, because the synthetic have no programming consciousness. It's actually throwing us off, it's making us sick, it's making us not knowledgeable to the true connection and teachings of life. So if we get off all of this synthetic stuff, then it means that we go on to natural, because the food itself have a program within them that is connect us to the cosmos.
Yeah.
So when I eat in fruits, when I eat in natural, I'm actually taking on planetary energy to the food.
Yeah. And again, that makes sense because all food and fruits are seasonal.
Yes.
You know, so even just in that alone, you know, certain time of the year, the Father provides us with certain foods which is necessary in order for us to connect with the nature. You know,
right.
So I mean, it is evident, it's obvious, but as you're saying again rightly, is that we've become dumb and seem to be getting dumber still.
Yes, well, actually, it's by design, and this is what is very important, especially, and I'm speaking to the young people, that it's important for them to realize that this is happening by design. There is no accident. This is actually planned, just like the pandemic, it's all a plan. And it's nothing that I'm making up in no way, because it's been written. A lot of things been written from since in the 50s that they've been planned to actually debase the human or humans to the food chain, to the knowledge chain, and to all the things that they're bringing, because they can't afford us to live in freedom. And freedom is not free. And I like the concept what the ancients said, the tyrants, they never sleep. Mm-hmm. They never sleep. They're always scheming. And we see one of the schemes that is coming down to us here right now is COVID-19. Mm-hmm. And from 19 goes to 20 all the way up. We don't know where this is going to take us. But it's very important for the young people to realize there's more to life than what they're giving us, the 9-to-5 reality. Mm-hmm. You know, there is spirituality. You understand?
Yeah.
And I could give out books, I could give out information for people to study, but what happens, everybody's excited with the fast food of the fast media and the game playing and all of that. We have to get beyond that. You know what they say, all great men and women burn the midnight oil. People have to start burning the midnight oil. And if they don't have the midnight oil, burn the midnight candle. And if they don't have that, then keep on the flashlight all night, or just start studying, you know, because it's in study to show thyself approved unto God, or the Creator, or the God force within man, a woman, so that we can know how to rightly divide. Because the word, they show us a lot of things, but a lot of things are not information. We got information, but we not got formation. We don't know how it all fall into place. And that's why it's important to study, and study a lot of the anciency as well.
Yeah. Well, and again, as you're saying, form, you know, we're so divided now, and furthermore, amongst ourselves. You know, we're not a collective. Yeah, so it's becoming almost an impossible challenge for us to over. Yeah, because as to how this system continually divide us, I don't know if it is because they're mindful of the times that it's so necessary to separate us, keep us apart. Yeah, that they've created such an illusion that we've bought into, and we become very selfish and self-centered because of the convenience and the choice of eating these fast food that has got no substance, no connection. They basically can be eaten, or they are preserved 24/7, 12 months for the year. So there's no real connection with the environment that they're supposed to be naturally grown or raised in. Yeah, so it would appear that it's all total confusion. There's no set time for anything. You eat when you want, you go to sleep when you want. You know, when it rains, you have to go out in it. Yeah, so we're totally lost and confused. We have lost all sense of timing in regards to nature. And for that reason, we don't know what to expect, and we just accept what is given. You know, so with all of this, you know, I'm taking your knowledge is something that is to be harnessed, to greatly be valued. So again, we need to know. I mean, obviously, I've got access to yourself. So the listeners, how are we gonna gain access? Because I know obviously you do your thing. In so far as the labyrinth. So these are things that we need to have our listeners explore more.
Yes, yes.
You know?
Well, the thing about it, because we've come into a new era and we're in a new 26,000 year cycle, unknown to a lot of people, it's much easier for us to grasp because we're in a baby stage now, where it's easy for us to be nourished. But the problem is the confusion we have to get past, and that's where a lot of people are lost really, because they're caught up in confusion. It's so easy now for us to pick up or pick sense out of nonsense or understand the mysteries, just even by the food chain. But a lot of people don't like the taste of certain food because if it's not sweet and if it's not sour, and if it's not synthetic, they don't want it. And that's one of the problems. Actually, that's some of the biggest problem. And so we have to get past that. So we have to think about, if it's good for me, then let me have it. Don't care how it tastes.
Yeah,
so that's one thing we have to get over.
Yeah, and I would probably, if I'm honest with myself, I in part would be in that category because I've lost all sense of the powers of what I'm consuming, because I've just become somebody that to a certain extent just consume food because I just see it as food. I'm not seeing it as medicine. And I think that is a difference that you're highlighting there. A lot of the food that we take in are medicine, and it's the same when we see an animal sick, he will turn to certain plants that he will eat. And
like a dog.
We've lost that. Seriously, we have lost that, and we are, as you say, more accustomed to what pleases our taste or our senses.
Yes.
You know.
But thing that we need to remember that is very important. You don't wait till when you get sick to eat things that are good for you, because you'll be late. In the Caribbean, well, in my country for sure, I know what they said. What is good for the sick is better for the well. The doctors cannot say that. Herbalists can say that. All the naturalists can say that, not the doctors. So that's the first thing we need to realize. There's a book I highly recommend for the public, and it's Your Health, Your Sanity in the Age of Treason. I repeat, Your Health, Your Sanity in the Age of Treason. And by the way, Clyde, I'll put this book, which is an audio book, which is not audio, PDF book, I'll put it on your group link. So those people who jump off your group link might want to jump back on for this book. So I'll put it on your link, and it's by a Dr. R. Swinburne Clymer. And what he said, and it's actually talking about how they plan to dumb down society. Now this is from 1958. The book was copyrighted. So that was a long time coming. That's a long time from now, but it's still relevant to what's going on today.
Okay, can I just get that again? You said Dr. R. Swinburne.
Yes, Swinburne, Swinburne, Clymer, Clymer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put that on your group link so people who can that on your group can have this book, because it's actually relevant to where we are today in terms of dumbing us down and what's going on with the food chain, and it's a planned pandemic we've been on. And I talk about this because when I hear that they're talking about a medical passport, why do we need a medical passport when we're in a society that are dumbing us down on our health? What they need to do is actually build us up. And if they build us up health-wise, there's no need for a passport because we'll be naturally healthy.
Yeah, well, again, I think they're breaking us down and saying that we need a passport in order to inject what they're going to perceive to be something that's going to build back up our immune system or whatever, our energy. So it's by injection. So it will be like a booster. As to how long it's going to last for is another thing. But then you're going to develop a dependency, which means then you're subject to their control. Yeah.
It seems like you're talking about the American dollar bill, which says order ab co-ops, meaning out of order ab chaos. Out of chaos they bring order.
Bring order.
And they create the chaos that they maybe bring forth the order, so they may have control.
Yeah, which they.
And so things we have to realize.
Yeah, there's point that as a solution to their chaos which they're creating, because obviously they know what they are doing, and that way, you know. And again, it will only be temporal because your body develops an immune to anything that is not one with your system. You know?
But if the mind is not immune, then there's going to be a problem with the body immunity. Because the body might be immune, but they're not going to take the substance because it tastes right, it tastes sweet, and it tastes salt. And so they run away from it because it's bitter and it's pungent. But we have to get into all the taste buds in terms of, the different seasons for the body.
For the body.
Because unless we go down the road of the bitter, we wouldn't know the sweet.
Yeah. And again, you've mentioned I today tried to create a group because I'm so conscious of the fact that I'm spending so much time in order to post that I thought I'd create a group. And it seems that all anybody wants to do is just fling whatever they can fling on this group. It's giving me more work now to monitor the group that I'm now thinking, something. It is far better for me to set about it the long way than to spend the time, trying to correct other people's action.
See.
So obviously I had switched the phone off. So when I go back, between tonight and tomorrow, I will have to make a decision whether to scrap this whole idea, because what it does also is expose other people via the contact on the group, which I have to be mindful of, you know. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have a group that I don't allow anyone to post, that I can just put out information that people, if they so wish, they can utilize it. That way, as long as nobody else put anything on my thing, then they will get that information. So
okay, I got you.
Yeah, I need to really think this one through, because I can't block people from putting things on, and they're not really using their discretion. I think even sometimes when I post, I think the system allows you to post 5 things at once, and I think they're just posting it to everybody, not realizing or not caring as to whether these people have an interest or not. So...
Well, Well, it's important to maintain the ethos of why you create the group and let them know what you want, because you said you created the group in connecting to your radio show. Yeah. So everything that they post on it should be in some way connected to the radio show. And so just keep reminding, and let's kind of keep it like in connection to the show, so you maintain that integrity with the show. And I think it was good that you created the group. I saw that, I was like, yeah, go ahead, Clyde, you're in it.
Yeah, but historically I've avoided. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Let me just get a drink.
Yeah. Take a drink, man. One love, man. One line of tea, man. Naya Bingy style. We coming live and direct. We at the top of the hour. We at the top of the century. We at the top of the millennium. We at the top of the 26,000 year cycle. Still kicking it as human being, trying to survive and rise above the pandemic, scandemic, and everything that they're throwing at us.
Yeah,
we're better than the cockroach. We survive in every form.
most definitely. And again, obviously, the radio provides a platform, and I'm trying to create another platform via this this group, you know, because it's so difficult to reach out to each and one of us, you know, and people are not mindful, you know, to be informed in this time. It's like they're blindly just going along, you know.
Okay. See. But yeah, Clive, we're in some serious time where, you know, when we're watching the forces, men seeing their dreams and aspirations crumble before them face, and all the wicked intention to destroy the human race, you know.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Bob Marley said reggae music has a chant down Babylon, so we just got to keep it going.
Yeah, we got to chart down Babylon, and we need to get more of the Nyabingi out,
Yes.
because they need a greater. So we need to get Ras Chubby. We need to get his support up. The same way again, we need to get the 1,000 drums up.
Well, let me put something there, because the other night I watched Ras Chubby on the kettle drum, and I was like, Ras Chubby don't need to be going out there with the thunder drum. He need to just stay on the kettle, because he mashed up the kettle the other night, man. Wow! He need to come out with the kettle, man.
Well, ever so often that's what he does.
And the first time I see him on the kettle.
No, I've seen him on the kettle before, so I know he's flexible.
Yes.
You know, but maybe because he's got the statue and he's already got the base, he knows that is a foundation.
Seeing. Yeah. It was good to see him on the kettle the other night, man.
Yeah, but again, it's important for myself to have been there as a sign of support. You know, because he comes over to the 1,000 drums. You know, and
Yes.
it's important to be able to hold that meditation, to hold that beat, that constant in support, because we know the effort that he himself is making to accommodate and to work with the 1,000 drums.
Yeah.
You know, so that in part was my motive for being there, but at the same time, as you said rightly, because I wasn't aware as to the significance of the flag and the motions associated with the dancing, you know. The chanting, obviously, I'm more familiar with, you know, and I'm really grateful for the brothers that were like standing behind me, you know, echoing the chant in an effort for me to learn.
Okay.
You know, so I could play more of an active role. You know, but even with that, I was making the suggestion that they may well have to do an audio, or well, I didn't say an audio, but to provide some kind of like a hymn sheet.
Yes.
Yeah, so that it can be learned. Yeah.
Okay.
Once it's learned, then it's then mastered. It's ingrained. It's in you. You know, but it means that others who are new can be more receptive insofar as how they can participate.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is one of the suggestions that I was making whilst I was there, because, you know, whilst they're chanting, after I hear it, obviously I'll say, but then once you're on this thing again, it's like you lose sight of it, and there's so much more which, you know, historically, that if they go back and research, there's a whole heap of chants out there.
Yes.
You know, and then once you know the chants, then you know the significance of the different chants. You know, so I know there are things out there that needs, you know, to be learnt, articulated, so that when the young as they come, they know that there is procedures, there are disciplines.
Yes, order. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There's orders.
Yes.
You know, you can't just jump up and sing this and sing that. There's a time and a place for everything, just as there is a season. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that we can help our brothers, you know, to accomplish. Yeah, and then we can incorporate that also at times. Yeah, when we're doing the 1,000. Yeah, because there are certain things that, you know, the 1,000 can do other than just beating the drum.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so that's what we need to be able to marry up. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Well, we'll be bringing some of that for the 24th, the next drumming session, night drumming session. We'll be
Okay.
talking about that. I got some things that I want to bring forth to with the group as well in connection.
Okay.
But you said something about the flag, so let's just talk about it for a minute. Yeah. When somebody dies significant in the government, they fly the flag half staff. Why? Do they tell you why? They fly the flag half staff.
They don't tell us, but we know its significance because it is done.
Well, let's speculate on the significance and get it as close as possible. So the flag represents the totality of the country, all that the country stands for. So that means everybody who's part of the country is a part of the flag. So when somebody falls, that means there's a part of the flag that is missing. Mm-hmm. Therefore, by flying the flag half-staff, you're reaffirming that connection. A spark of the flag is missing, but the flag is still intact. So they reinforce the power of the flag that represents the power of the people.
Okay. Well, that's interesting and
it's
very...
a mystic and a magic in itself.
Well, again, I was saying that's interesting and very important to note. Yeah?
Yes.
Very, very important, because it's knowledge which has been lost somewhere along the lines, because you ordinarily, within your culture, you will grow up and this will be part of your order, part of your ritual, part of your common practice. Yeah? The same way again with the drums. The drums is at the beginning as well as at the end. But it's not the same music that is played.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So we need to impact these teachings on ourselves as well as our younger generation coming, because it takes us back to the ancestral past. You know, these are things that's been improved upon and passed on, you know, from generation to generation. You know, so it's important what again you've just highlighted, because you know I have not got that knowledge. I've seen it done, and I know there must be a reason behind it, but I don't know the reason behind it, and I'm happy and glad to hear that you've explained it, so I have a greater understanding, and I'm sure it's the same for the listeners out there, you know. So yeah.
Well, I have a British passport for those people who don't know. You know, and so by having a British passport, it means I'm part of the flag.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to say, because I had also pay for my passport in the end. Yeah.
So this is how we work. So when part of the flag get damaged or ruffled or die, then they have to reaffirm or reconnect the flag. Otherwise, they have a missing energy that could cause a domino effect. Meaning more parts of the flag get missing or more deaths. So therefore, they fly the flag or reaffirming the flag. And that's what they do.
Okay.
To reorganize the energy.
Well, I can remember. I think there was one occasion that I thought, well, I actually wrapped myself in the flag, and I think that was at Wood Green Crown Court when I won my case.
Okay.
And I can
remember, under the flag.
Listen, I can remember coming out there and taking a picture outside Wood Green Crown Court, wrapped in the British flag, singing, British justice has been served. You know, after they'd put me through all this trials and tribulation, you know.
Yes.
But again, I think again I was fooled. Because even though I'd won the case, the institution wouldn't let go.
Okay.
You know,
so let's talk. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I was going to say, so whenever time I go for jobs, then it was on record, like I hadn't won the case.
Yeah. Okay, seeing.
You know? Yeah, so you was going to say.
No, because it's the same thing when somebody burn the flag as well. They're destroying whatever mechanism the flag stands for, which is considered offense. Because if the flag's supposed to represent what the country represents and you burn it, that means you're going against the country.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why all of this is considered offense, because what you're doing, you're burning up the magic that represents the country under the flag. And so people don't understand how these work, but that's how we work. They're doing the high magic.
Mm-hmm.
Even in church, that is happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, again, I can understand because obviously I've seen it in the Far East countries when they burn the British and American flags. I know it's not because it's in favor.
That means all the way get burned.
Mm-hmm.
When they burn the flag, all the way that represent under the flag will get burned as well.
At the same time. Well, I can understand that.
Yes, so that's why we have to be careful of what wrath and what problem we start across the world, because it does come back in the burning of the flag and the hatred and all of that. It's like many of us don't even know what hitting us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're down to our last 10 to 15 minutes. You know? So, we obviously, I look back on our journey to Glastonbury and
Gloucestershire.
I don't
You
know.
have to share it, man. You have to share it.
I have to share it.
Don't bury it.
Yeah, and obviously we got back a lot quicker than getting up there.
Yes,
And
yes.
to a certain extent, even when I eventually got home, I'm thinking to myself, how did I get back home?
You make it seem like we were last time. We was on a journey.
Yeah, definitely. It was on a journey, you know, and it was a pleasant one.
Yes,
It
yes.
was a real pleasant one. And again, yourself expanding and explaining what was demonstrated, you know, both with the flag, the dance, and even the chant, would then enlighten myself, and I'm sure the listeners out there would be educated from the information that you've put out. Yeah, and how it connects again with our nature. You know, when they talk about brimstone and the fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to take it back to the origin, yeah, and again, it being the coronation of Selassie, you know,
Yes,
as
yes.
empress, you know, which was significant, and more so significant in the times to which we're in. It adds to the mystery.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, it really adds to the mystery, you know. So, yeah, I have to give thanks, you know, for you sharing that with us this evening, and that we're going to link up again tomorrow. Yeah, and
Okay. Yes.
From there, yeah, we will reason a bit more. Yeah, but what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring the whole thing to a close because I'm anxious to get home now.
Well, let me say Hail the King so people don't think that I'm not Hail the King same way.
Yeah, man, do your thing, man. Hail the King, yes.
Ethiopian King, the last of the high monarchic society coming from ancient Kush and Kam all the way down to El Selassie. You know, it's amazing that we've been on this journey a long time, and still there's a lot more to go. As we're changing, we're retiring and we're changing time, we're changing season, and we're changing the ages as we think. So as the ancients said, we that are alive at this time are walking between worlds, the old world into the new. And so it's a time of great rebirth, you know. And some people don't know what hit them, what pressure reach them, they don't know what happened, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's a very mystical, it's a very powerful time to be alive at this time. And believe you me, if a bitter you have to take to survive, take it and survive. You know what I mean? If you bitter like God, that means you work.
It works.
And if a that you have to take to survive COVID, take it.
Take it.
You understand? And that's what I want to say to people. Don't run from things that's bitter, because you're gonna meet it anywhere you go. You know, because that bitter stuff will clean the blood. You see?
Yeah, it will be bitter. Bitter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, again, give thanks. And obviously the season is coming to an end because a lot of the leaves are now off the trees.
Yes.
So if anything,
Make it.
you'll be looking for roots now. But then when the earth gets tough, when the earth gets tough now,
yeah,
it's a different thing. So you're not going to be able to, because obviously where we're at. But you know, well, we're going to be in touch anyway. So we have to do what it is that we have to do.
As they say in children's story, is the bare necessity. And why the bare necessity? At this time, the polar bears are what then dig up the root them.
Yeah.
You understand? Because they understand the energy is in the root.
It's now in the
when
roots.
when we're in hibernation. So the bear dig up the root, and human follow the bear and dig up the root, because something must be, the bear must know what you do.
Okay.
So we're learning from nature, we're learning from the animal as well as the animal kingdom as well as the minerals. We have to learn to survive. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be conflict. There's always going to be trouble.
Yeah. And again, that's where it leads us. We have to connect to our roots. You know, from the ancients of times.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's where we've come. You know, it's groundation, which I think with groundation there's a special order that takes place. Yeah. So. You know, I'll give thanks. Thank you for your time. And again, I'm hearing your family in the background. So you've got your hands full, but nonetheless, you know, I'm blessed, to have been able to call on you at such short notice. And now I've got to pursue to find out what had happened with my sister, and to make sure that she is fine. You know, that she is not. Unwell, or should I say, you know? Yeah. But let us leave it there. I'm just going to round up now.
Give thanks, Clive, yeah?
So, give thanks, blessed love, manners, respect, you know, to the family, to the household, And, we'll link tomorrow still, so we'll talk off air, on that, So I'll just gather myself and play the last couple of tunes and things like that.
Okay, respect. I'm gonna load that book onto the group, yeah?
Yeah. But as I was saying, it's not a video, it's just a book, So
it's just a book, it's a book.
Yeah, and I will make a decision.
Read it and pass it on.
Yeah, I'll make a decision on that group, because.
Yeah, keep the group, man. Keep the group. One cocker full of basket right now.
Yeah,
so
I've
gonna stay on.
Yeah, I've got one other group that I'm responsible for. So I think what I would probably do is move some people over to the principal group.
Are you moving people, Clive?
You know what I'm saying? The serious ones, and because. You know, I times are just so serious and cantankerous right now that, you know, I need people to be just serious.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I know, and it's like most of us, we put ourselves on the front line, you know, so it means that we're putting our heads above the parapet, and we know the system. Don't do that, baby. You know, the system is out there looking to bop us, you know what I'm saying? And then our own people, there's like, them not seem to realize what's going on. You know, but thanks to the likes of yourself and others, you know, we have to try and open up their eyes a little bit more, you know, and make them eat some bitters, you know.
Yes.
So we got to turn the bitter into the sweet, you know.
Bitter is sweet for the spirit, you know.
Yeah, sweet for the spirit.
And sweet is bitter for the spirit.
For the soul, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my brother. So for such time, Okay,
right,
manners and respect. One love.
Yes, sir.
All right, bless up. Yes, family. So that was my brother Galactic Clyde. You know, respect, honor, manners, my brother. So all the strong, all the fort, you know, and stay blessed and connected. You know. So let me just play us a tune. We're saying don't worry about a thing.
Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing don't worry about a thing.
Sorry family, don't know what's happened there. Okay, we have to skip that track because it don't seem to want to play.
While I'm living, thanks I'll be giving to the Most High. I'm a living while I'm living, to the Father I will pray. Only Him know how we get through every day. Only hike in the price, I'm a leg we have to pay while our leaders play.
Yes, family, our time has come to an end, so I trust and hope that the program in the end was quite informative for yourself, and in a sense it reflects as to my journey, your journey, my brethren's journey, because we continue to engage ourselves out there. Yeah, and for that reason it means that we can keep it real, keep you connected, and again, in any given situation, we can turn to each other in order for that additional support. Yeah. Nonetheless, my concern is for my sister Jill, who wasn't able to phone in, so I need to follow up on that. No sooner I've left the studio to find out as to what the situation is, because she was to have been here last week, but we had turned things around because it was the beginning of the mystery month, and again, as you heard, myself and my brother Galactic Clyde, we were over there up in Gloucestershire to celebrate the coronation of His Imperial Majesty, none other than Haile Selassie I the First, with our brethren from Birmingham and other parts, So my respect goes out to you, my brother, and again, we've gone through a week which is leaving us somewhat in further confusion insofar as where we stand with this pandemic. How it is that we're going to continue to put food on our table to fulfill our responsibility coming into this dark and dull season. So a lot of the festivals are coming to an halt. They were not able to celebrate their bonfire night, our Guy folks, and it looks as though Santa won't be coming down no chimney this year. Yeah, and if he is, then he need to have a test first. Yeah, we need to know where my carrying I'm bag. You understand? Because we don't want to see him. Yeah, so we are faced with all these kind of things, my family. Yeah, but you know what though? It leaves us to realize that we have to lean on each other and find our God. Yeah? Right, so this is the word that's coming to you from the good book. And I'm asking of you to remember, to remember his moral, to recall his noble, and to rehearse his to preserve. Yeah? And then it says, laziness is the sole breeder of sin, poverty, and discontent. Yeah? So, on that side, it's like they want to make us lazy. Yeah, which is the soul breeder of sin, poverty, and discontent. Yeah, so that's what them plan for we right now, but we now go have that. We are going to burn that. Yeah, so respect and manners to the brothers, yeah, up there in Gloucestershire, yeah, burning the fire, chanting down Babylon, yeah, and acknowledging His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie the First, yeah. So to the man them out, the manners and respect, yeah. Rastafari live it every time. More love, more joy, more strength in this time, family. Yeah. So this is me leaving out of here.
While I'm leaving, thanks I'll be giving.
Come again? Yeah, big up Ashford Trudy and Alicia James. Yeah, manners, respect, queens. Love every time. Yeah, and all goes out to Ross Chubby and everybody. Yeah, all of the family, the Thousand Drums. Yeah, every time, manners. Yeah, I forget to even talk about the t-shirt. The sister come back from Africa, she did travel. Yeah, I forget for telling us that the sister did travel, and the t-shirts, they're still available in the shops and the contacts, but again, I need to get on the website, and I'm telling you, I'm kind of lazy still, but with this lockdown, I don't even know how this thing I work, but I've set up this Instagram, but I need to man this thing more. It's like I even need to take these t-shirts even more serious still, yeah. But I know I've been bearing with me, but in this time, yeah, the t-shirts are available, Edmonton Green, the shop. Right, bear with me. I'll give you the shop details if I can find it. Yeah, but it's in Edmonton Green. It's Unit 17. Edmonton Green. I think the shop is Amelia Style and Fashion. Yeah, Amelia World. Fashion and Style. Yeah, and that is Unit 17, Market Stall, Edmonton Green. Yeah, there's a number 0740 451 9139. Yeah, and there's a landline which is 0203 674 7885. Okay, now for myself, obviously you can get in touch with me on 07530 101299. Yeah, or you can get on the conceptoras@gmail.com. Yeah, so I'm available, but I'm just so conscious of the fact that I'm so stretched at times that, I just need to delegate as best as is possible. But thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for taking your time out. Thank you for listening. Again, as you heard, I tried to set up a new group, but it's like I don't seem to realize what I'm going out the road, and I don't seem to be taking things serious. Listen, I treasure, I value link, yeah. So if you see I putting up on a group, it is for a specific reason. To be honest, me not even really wanting to fling anything on the group. I just want to accept what I'm putting on the group as information that you can use. Yeah, if there are any issues, any concerns that you do have, then you can relay that through the studio, or you can use my own personal contact because I don't have it. You understand? I don't have to put nothing on the group. Yeah, that group is just for me to put things out there to you. Yeah, because I'll have certain information that is privy to like myself. Yeah, because people come through to me. You understand? And then what I will do, I will break it down And if I think it's worthy to put out there, then I will put it out there. I don't need you to bombard my group with I'm not going to say foolishness, but things that you've not taken into due consideration. You know, and I'm seeing it. I'm involved in different group, but this group I created specially, you understand, so that you can be true to me. You understand? So just bear those things in mind, family, because we're in some serious times. Yeah? Blessed love. Take care. Yeah? Hold strong. Yeah? Spread the love. Spread the joy. Be more tolerant because we not share the same space now. Yeah? A lot of you are confined. Yeah? So, you know, be understandable. Yeah? And Jamaica, you see a kind of wash way. And as you hear me say, coronavirus supposed to wash way too. Yeah, but it's still a linger. Yeah, so it's waiting now for dengue fever to come so it can itch on its back. And then the government will come and tell us if we inject. Yeah, but we don't know, say the government via, we name the, him in a bed with Bill Gates. Yeah, so I beg you now, don't make the government fool you know. Yeah, because we not suffer as much as others are suffering and foreign like we who die in England. You see how much people dead over here. Yeah, because them don't have the natural remedies like we have. You okay? So people in Jamaica, family, me talk to 1 and 2 today. Yeah, frequency not good, but at least you know can use the voice record it and we can bounce that way. You understand? So I do try and keep in touch as best as possible. Yeah. Those of you who are in America, good luck. Yeah. Good luck, because obviously a lot of you take the forbidden fruit. Yeah, because it's forbidden or Biden. Yeah, but it no matter which one. Yeah, as a general did show me when we go in a UKIP. He said it don't make sense leave Satan and go join the devil. It don't make sense. You leave Satan and go join the devil. So it don't matter. You understand? The two of them are the same smaddy, as I would say. Yeah? But irrespectful of that, yeah, God is in control of the thing. Yeah? So make them go on. Prophecy have to fulfill. Yeah? That is for sure. Yeah? Their time is up, as we say. Yeah? So now make them use me and kick the can up the road for another 400 years. Make them go on about them business. As we say, make them take with themselves. You understand? Because them know where the fire go burn. Yeah? And make it burn them. You understand? But we have love in our heart. So if we forgive. But it's not within our power to form no judgment. Yeah? The judgment is in the hands of God. Yeah? So my people, thank you for listening to Concept to Wrath. Yeah? Or to Wrath. Because we deal with WRATH. Yeah? Which been telling us that God is not best pleased with mankind. He's concerned for no well-being, about no relationship, the attitude that you have, who you put on trust and find on the truth, and your hopes and your aspiration. You understand? So you have to lean upon him more now than before. The wrath of God is upon we. They must see it in a Jamaica and them face. They must steer. Listen, them don't even know where I go on. Yeah? But God see and know everything. Yeah? So just hold the faith, hold the courage, and hold the strength. Yeah? People, love, peace, harmony, everything. To God be the glory. Love out. Yeah?
The head of his enemies, and here is scalp of such an one as goeth on still in his trespasses.
You talk too much.
intend to deny it. I am vexed, yes, I've got to show it. I am vexed, I know I just can't hide it. Hey, you Mr. Lyington, you shouldn't say what you said. Now you make me mad, I'm feeling like I'm gonna break your head. Whoa, whoa, I am vexed, I can't pretend. I am vexed, and I don't intend to deny it. I am vexed, yes, I've got to show it. I am vexed, I know I just can't hide it. You regard us as animals, our predecessors as cannibals. You say we came from the hate, but we know the truth. So you are late. We know where we are going, and we know where we're from. So to hell with you and your brainwashed education. I'm vexed, I can't pretend. I am vexed, and I don't intend to deny it. I am vexed, yes, I've got to show it. I am vexed, I know I just can't hide it. Coming with your bag of tricks, telling us nothing but foolishness. How much you are our superior and sin cause our complexion to be looking like this. Whoa, whoa, I am vexed, I can't pretend. I am vexed, and I don't intend to deny it. I am vexed, yes, I've got to show it. I am vexed, I know I just can't hide it. Hey, Mr. Lyington, you shouldn't say what you said. Now you make me mad, I'm feeling like I'm gonna break your head. Oh Lord, I am vexed, I can't pretend. I am vexed, and I don't intend to deny it. I am vexed, yes, I've got to show it. I am vexed, I know I just can't hide it. You regard us as animals, our predecessors as cannibals. Yes, you say we came from the hate, but we know the truth. So you are late. We know where we are going, and we know where we're from. So to hell with you.
There was good and evil. We chose good. Why raise the time of the Most High, ye sons of men? The rich man's wealth is in the city. Yeah. Destruction of the poor is his poverty. Lord, destruction of your soul is vanity. Yeah, yeah. Do you hear? I wanna rule my destiny. Yeah, I wanna rule my destiny. Whoa, destiny. Mama, look from when you call me. Destiny. Mama, look from when you call it. I wanna rule my destiny. Yeah. Oh, help I please. Jaja, make me rule my destiny. Oh, Lord, I've been blessed, I've been touched. I love Jah so much. They keep fighting me. I'm not giving up. May the realms of Zion fill my spiritual cup. Wisdom overstanding must never be too much. Give I protection day and night from even the pestilence that walk at a daylight. Destiny, Mama, look from where
I said these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. So let the sun shine throughout every day. Let the moon shine through the peaceful nights. This is 7 times rise and 7 times fall. But I don't really believe in the falling things at all. Cause life continues as it goes. If you really want to know the truth of the truth isn't being told. No, 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 no. So I said, these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. So let the sun shine throughout every day. Let the moon shine through the peaceful night. This is 7 times rise and 7 times fall. But I don't really believe in the falling things at all. Cause life continues as it goes. If you really want to know the truth of the truth isn't being told. No, 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 no. So sometimes you think it's peace and safety. It could be your first sudden destruction. See you wake up this morning, you better give thanks. You don't know if you're gonna live to see tomorrow. Life is much more precious than gold. Yeah, yeah. And if the truth hasn't been told, so I said, these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. I show you I hang out from the corner. I see a try find me, say I go on from the corner and the corner. The youth them really now want no water. I see them go see I left the border. Cause I damn know them say them gone, no they can't play. And no car come in and shots start to spray. Only innocent life, girl, I'm taken away. So I said, these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. So let the sun shine throughout every day. Let the moon shine through the peaceful nights. This is 7 times rise and 7 times fall. But I don't really believe in the falling things at all. Cause life continues as it goes. If you really want to know the truth of the truth isn't being told. No, 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 no. Just sometimes you think it's peace and safety. It could be your first sudden destruction. See you wake up this morning, you better give thanks. You don't know if you're gonna live to see tomorrow. Life is much more precious than gold. Yeah, yeah. And if the truth hasn't been told, so I said, these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. I said serious times.
I want